But to Vista, make sure everyone follow him on YouTube. This is gonna be his DTM graduation project. Let's welcome his evaluator, Mei Zhang, to introduce this objective.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Duke's objectives today are to understand the dynamics of an interview or talk show, to prepare for the question that may be asked of you during an interview program, to present a positive image on camera, to appear as a guest on a simulated video talk show. His time is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's welcome Jeffrey Pennell again.
Thank you, Emma. So our next segment today, we have a very special guest. We're back on Dragon Prime Time. This is our third or maybe fourth episode. We're very excited. It's been 3 years in the making, and we now have one of our newest DTMs. So please help me welcome Batuk Vista. Batuk, thank you for coming on the show today.
My pleasure.
We're very happy to have you here on Dragon Prime Time. There's a lot of new faces that we have here, and so there's quite a few people who don't know you. So if you would please just tell us about yourself.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Batuk Vista. I started as a Toastmaster a little over 3 years ago. To be exact, it will be 3 years in January 1st. I have been working on Toastmasters ever since.
Well, Batuk, it's very interesting because you've actually been in the club shorter than myself and shorter than a few other members here, but you've certainly surpassed us. So tell us about your Toastmaster journey. What made you decide to keep pushing through it? Because some of us have hit those roadblocks.
I started as a spacecraft. Many of you know spacecraft is a 8 weeks intensive program that tells you how the Toastmasters looks like, how does it feel, and if you like it, you can move on and continue your Toastmasters. The reason I joined Toastmaster is interesting. After I joined my work about 17, 18 years ago, I was okay, happy with my job that I was doing in the computer, monitor, my queue, and myself. That was my work for a good 14 years. And one day my manager asked me to present my project to his boss. That's when it went everything different. Because my presentation to my manager's manager was not as expected. That opened my eyes, and I asked, okay, let me do something on my own, and Toastmaster was the alternative to that. It's not only alternative, it's a solution. So I would say to anyone who wants to continue their Toastmaster journey, I think it will give you a sense of satisfaction for yourself, how much you can grow, and it will give you an opportunity to know yourself, how much you can deliver, and how can make a change to yourself and to the rest of your friends and your colleagues and whatever you can. So Toastmaster is that's how I started, that's how I continue. And once you are in the program, that became my mission to complete the Toastmaster journey from what I started and I wanted to finish.
Batuk, I'll give you a little bit of a hardball question here. What was one of the hardest projects that you've had? Because you've gone through 6 or 7 different manuals now. What was probably the hardest one?
The hardest one is, in my opinion, is to make others laugh. That's the humorous manual that I chose. Because I'm not a humorous person. I mean, anybody who sees me, who looks at me, and how can I be a humorous person? Let alone making others laugh is a toughest job. And now I feel like, hey, I can make people laugh. So one thing I learned from this Toastmaster journey is do something you are afraid of doing it. Just like a public speech. We're all afraid of giving public speech. Maybe you like to sing, but you are afraid of singing in front of people. Just give it a try. Because one thing is, what does not kill you makes you strong.
I think many people in the audience here would agree, though, that you've certainly become more humorous after doing that manual.
No, but to some extent I agree, because those things will come up with the situation. You can make up your things and make people laugh instant. So those skills, you have it, but you haven't tried it. That's what the Toastmasters is about.
What about your favorite speech? What was the most memorable speech that you've given out of all these speeches? There has to be one or two that really stand out to you.
I know I gave about 55 speeches in this room in past little over 3 years. I can tell all 55 speeches are memorable one. But the one I gave to the Speechcraft participants about a few months ago and this season, that's the thing I think I gave a passionate speech to the new Speechcraft members who wanted to continue their Toastmaster journey. I think that was the good one I gave. So I feel good about myself when I give that speech. But all 55 speeches are good.
Matuk, I think you really gave a great speech there because we had actually 10 people out of Speechcraft and other programs decide to join. So what suggestions do you have to all these new members out here?
If you haven't seen a lion's behavior, I want you to go and take a look. What does lion do in a normal situation is, he walks a little bit and looks left and right and looks far ahead and looks in the back. So what does that tell is, if you look back, that means how far I have come. If you look in left and right, it will tell what are your obstacles. And if you look farther ahead, that means where you want to go. So if you are in a Toastmaster journey, just look at yourself, where you are today, where you were 2 months, 3 months ago, or 2 years, 3 years ago, and think about where you want to be after next year. It's project by project. What kind of project you want to learn? What kind of project you want to practice? I never thought of giving an interview in the video. I never thought of being a humorous speaker. I never thought of being a storyteller, because those are the opportunities you can get in this role. So all members, I encourage you to continue your Toastmaster journey. I have met many people who are in their 80s. I ask them, hey, what brings you in your age in this Toastmaster? Because that's the answer they gave to me is, that's what keeps me going. Because make it part of your life. It's not going to harm you. It'll just make you better and better.
I think those are some great tips. We want to thank you again for appearing on Dragon Prime Time, and we look forward to your continued speeches, even though you'll be a DTM. Thank you.